in love? Why do birds sing so gay? And lovers wait the break of day. Why do they fall in love?
She loved her career, and she loved what she did, and when a new song came out, if the record came out, and if she was voted Record Mirror Star of the Month or whatever, she loved all that. It could have been the Oscar as far as she was concerned. She was thrilled with her success.
Can't be ashamed. I know of a fool you see, for that fool is me. Tell me why.
Lucky lips are always kissing, lucky lips are never blue. Lucky lips will always find a pair of lips that will be true. I don't need a party lover.
She'd always do anything like opening this or opening that, or appearing here, appearing there, if it was going to further her career.
Well, I always knew I'd be crazy for you.
But how'd I know that you threw me so?
Sugar in the morning, sugar in the evening, sugar at supper time. I mean my little sugar, and love me all the time. Come on, everyone. Well, we could touch the stars way up in the blue. If you would only say, my darling, I love you. Never wait for those dead of mine.
Alma was constantly on the telly. She always enjoyed the attention, even when sending herself up in a flouncy dress on the Benny Hill show.
This is the group?
This is rhythm group, yeah.
But dear Miss won't you advise us what can we do? We've tried Convent Garden, tried Sadler's Wells, we've sung to the wind to milk you.
I practice in the morning, practice in the evening, practice at supper time. When you are a singer, you practice all the time. I'm singing in the kitchen, singing in the hallway, singing on the garden path. Tomorrow at 8:30, I'll be singing in my bath.
By the end of the decade, Alma was a major star. She loved everything about show business and was eager to shine her light on other young hopefuls.
She was a very generous performer, and she would encourage new artists, and she would have had young, newer performers on her shows, and always encourage them and give them the limelight.
Eddie Gresham warmly remembers her encouragement.
He decided that my name was going to be Eddie Sands, and so from that next day I changed my name to Eddie Sands, and Alma helped me quite a lot with the career by allowing me to be billed as Alma Cogan's teenage protege.
Eddie had started out as a fan, and Alma always had time for her fan club.
Hello, everyone. Well, as I'm here to talk about fans, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I must say they really do play a very important part in my work, and I'm sure all other artists too, because they really do stand by you. And you have such fans as some like I have that come all from miles up north to see you, even when you're playing in London.
She was their number one, and they were her number one. Everything evolved sort of around the fans. It was nice for her now and again to get out the spotlight and relax. We spent, 6 or 7 months in Blackpool at the Opera House, and we found a place on the seashore. It was pretty deserted, and no one used to bother her. And we used to call it Hernando's Hideaway. There used to be a tune then called Hernando's Hideaway.
You will be free to gaze at me.
So she'd go there, and we stayed there 3 or 4 hours, and she could relax and just sunbathe or read or do whatever she likes, and she wasn't going to get bothered. So she liked to be on her own sometimes, but her whole being really was focused on becoming and then being a star.
Cowboy Jimmy Joe.
Her TV appearances were as frequent as her hits, but a new era was dawning. Cowboy Jimmy Jones was her last British success in 1961.
Far away, it's the place to stay.
Hi, Alma, come on over and say hello. Come on. Come say hello.
Is that the way you talk to your guests? Really.
As the 50s slipped into the 60s, Alma attempted to make the transition, but the style which made her so famous during one decade left her looking faintly ridiculous in the next.
She would keep up with every modern trend there was to keep up with. But she would make the trend not outrageous like Madonna would be outrageous. It would be today, but that would suit Alma.
The music scene in Britain was changing rapidly. Lulu and Dusty Springfield were the new stars, but Alma had a thirst for fame and decided to try her luck elsewhere. She wasn't disappointed and enjoyed huge hits in Japan, Germany and Scandinavia, and frequently toured overseas.
As it played the hit parade each night, oh, he just couldn't resist her with her pocket.
The quirky I Couldn't Resist Her Pocket Transistor topped the charts in Japan for over a year.
When she flips that dial.
Japan in those days, I don't know what it is now, but then it was the second biggest record selling country in the world, second only to the USA.
Last year I was there for 6 weeks, and I made a very good tour there. I had a big hit record there. And that one was in English. I've since recorded in Japanese.
Yeah.
For instance, Tell Him I recorded for Japan in Japanese.
How many different languages have you been recording in?
In about 6 or 7, I think.
Her popularity abroad allowed her to break new ground, playing open-air arenas to huge crowds long before the Beatles.
It looked immense, 35 or 38,000 people there, which in those days was a tremendous audience. I mean, no one had done that sort of thing before. And I thought, what's she going to do? Because the noise they made was terrific when I announced her, and the applause and the yelling and the cheering was something almost frightening. And I thought, what's she going to do? And she came on, she looked at me and she looked at them, went to the front of the stage. And she said in a lovely way she could talk, she said, well, my name's Alma Cogan, what's yours?
I think her biggest disappointment of that time was the recording of Tell Him. I mean, I think she recorded 7 versions of Tell Him for different countries, and she seemed to be having more success abroad than she was in England. I think Alma was in a crisis of what to do, whether to move abroad or whether to stay.
Recognising that her career was at its strongest abroad, Alma began to capitalise, recording numerous versions of her songs in different languages.